You're about to listen to TADPOG. Tyler and Dave play old games. It's a comedy video game podcast. We would like to stress that the hosts are not experts and are really just very crass commentators. Seriously, this is an explicit podcast that happens to talk about video games sometimes. So please enjoy this pretty okay podcast with Tyler and Dave.
Hello, Internet, and welcome to another TADPOG podcast. Fuck it. I was going to try to make it all the way through, but that's not me. Hey, it's TADPOG podcast. We're two old guys
Tyler,
talk about old games.
Original
that's me.
flavor.
Yeah,
I like it.
Yeah,
I like it.
I was like, I feel like I'm sounding too radio-y. I gotta interject and clearly set my cup down way too many times.
You're banging a can on the table.
I'm gonna set that down.
This is old school TADPOG.
Yep.
Yeah.
Already.
Banging cans on tables.
Two old guys play old games. We are continuing to play through the NES alphabetically through the NES Classic list, as gifted by Treasure Goblin, Master Mold, Mike Lanham. All praise be unto you.
Yes, and his obelisk.
And his yes, it is. Today we're in the G's.
I know.
So we're talking about.
It's fucking crazy.
Tell me, because I'm going to say it wrong. I'm going to say it wrong. I'm going to give two different mythological monsters. I'm supposed to. Is it? Got it written down, but it's too dark for me to see.
Oh man, just off the cuff comedy. I like it. Is it
ghouls and ghosts?
It's actually
ghosts and gorps and ghouls.
No, it's actually gorgons and goblins.
Because I mix them all up. Because like the Super Nintendo one is different.
Yeah.
So
the Super Nintendo is Super Ghouls and Ghosts.
Super Ghouls and Ghosts.
Which we've talked about. Mm-hmm. That's an episode that we did. And I listened to a little bit of it today and was like, I don't understand why people listen to us.
I don't see
right?
it. I don't see it.
Why
do you like him? I don't see it.
This game that we're talking about today on this episode is Ghosts and Goblins.
Ghosts and Goblins.
Ghosts and Ghosts and Goblins. Ghosts and Goblins. Yeah. If we could say it like a speak and spell, that would be the best. Ghosts and Goblins. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So before we get to all that goodness, I am your bearded host, Tyler. And I believe it was back 2 studios ago when I told a story about, I think not cunt goblin. It was a misunderstanding, a miscommunication during sexual intercourse.
Right. You're talking about the, I remember the story.
Cum goblin?
Oh God, this is sad.
I thought of it right before this, and now it's left. What did I say? Yeah.
It's probably cum goblin. Let's go.
Cum troll. Cum troll. Are you a cum troll?
Right. Comptroller?
There was. I mean, Melissa didn't. I asked her like, "Can I tell this story?" And I just got back. It's like, well, you didn't say no,
right?
So
green light.
I'm assuming it's all right.
Yellow light. Proceed with caution.
There you go. So it happened. It happened again. There was a misunderstanding. This one far more flagrant. This one took more recovery time than the last one.
Then cum troll.
Because the other night, I'm sensually making love to my wife, Melissa.
Yes.
And
why did you whisper that? Why did you ASMR that?
Because I had to give it proper respect.
Oh.
It's proper due.
Okay.
Our marital duty.
All right. A moment of silence for your flourishing sex life. That doesn't seem right.
Oh, it is fully flourished, my friend. It is full bloom.
No, I know. Trust me. I've seen it. You forced me to watch it several times.
Get in the TADPOG blanket for it.
Yes. I've got a periscope.
We periscope it. That's what we actually do.
Is that still a thing? Is periscope still a thing? I guess
it's gotta be.
It has to be.
I don't feel like it's as big as it was. I don't hear a lot about it.
Vine's
I don't
dead.
use it.
Thank God.
Oh, I heard everything about Vine being dead. The girls loved Vine.
Oh, yeah?
So when it died, like I've watched so many YouTube Vine compilations.
Right? Oh yeah. Really? Just like trying to save that data.
Yeah.
It's like, oh my God.
Yep.
You know what? I guess I would get it if it was like, if Vine was just like pornography. Where I'd be like, oh man, we gotta get this shit out of here.
I mean, people made a living from it. So I mean, I understand. Like, I thought it was a cool platform. I'm sad it's dead.
People were seriously making a living off of Vine.
Yeah, people like
wow.
What's his name? King Back. I remember it.
I don't know who that is.
It has its stars that have been then went on to be in movies and things like that.
King Back.
King Back. It's spelled like Bach, but he says it like back.
Okay.
Because I know. I mean,
Mozart's Ghost.
I mean, there are so many millionaire YouTubers that we've never heard of just because it's not our demographic anymore.
Yeah, totally.
So I mean, and I only know about them because of the kids.
Yeah. YouTube terrifies me.
Oh, it's such a different world. It's such a different world.
You can find us on YouTube though and subscribe.
Like we'll talk about Melissa and I'll talk about one day. Let's go to the mall and do this and this and this. And the girl's like, no, we have plans. What are your plans? To go home and watch YouTube.
You got phones, don't you?
and the Christmas lists are all like Jacksepticeye merch.
Who?
Jake Paul
I
or
don't know
Logan Paul
people.
merch. Like, yeah, YouTubers, they just
Judge Reinhold
all
merch.
their merch. I would gladly get them Judge Reinhold
Your
merch.
official Judge Reinhold banana.
But yeah, so much of the Christmas list is just merch from random YouTubers. And it's like, I feel weird that you're saying the word merch too. Like,
oh, you're like the girls saying merch?
Yeah.
Why is that?
I feel like it's not a word like a 8-year-old should be using.
Oh, really? Yeah, I guess. I don't know.
And it's spelled wrong on their Christmas list. So it's just
how's it spelled?
MEARCH.
God, idiots. Get your act together.
I'll get you some mearch.
That's what you
Gladly.
should do. Get them the shittiest gifts and be like, well, they had merch, but I opted for the mearch because that's what you put on the fucking list. Yeah, I got a shirt and I wrote QTPi on it. QTPi?
QTPi.
That's a thing, right? That's a person.
Don't you? I know you love that YouTuber
You love that
QTPi.
QTPi. It's QT and then the pie symbol. You love QTPi.
QT 3.14. Did you love him?
That's it. I'm changing the fucking Twitch channel name to QTPi, and I'm gonna try to get a sponsorship from the Quick Trip gas station.
Oh man, so I'm making love to my wife, and because we're talking everything like we normally do. We're very talkative people, and
Talking about King Bat.
yeah, exactly.
Man, did you see that Vine?
Man, girl, what you think about Markiplier? Bam, bam, bam. And like I say, like I'm just talking and I say something, and then like I see it. I think for a second I was like, oh, is she finished already? No. She orgasmed with intense laughter, because like
You goofed one out.
oh, I goofed one out. I goofed one out hard, and she like immediately like I'm not talking like giggle. I mean full on like immediate like Gallagher just hit a watermelon in front of her. I mean she
Classic Gallagher.
She just she one of the hardest I've ever heard her laugh, and just immediate, and it's like. It's still like I'm just like slowly fucking her for like 30 seconds as she tries to compose herself to even tell me what she thinks I said.
So like okay, so like during this 30 seconds,
Like, do I stop?
Right, what's going through your
She's
head?
like, oh, I'm just gonna slow it down.
Right.
If she wants me to stop, I'm gonna stop. I'm just gonna slow it down. And she just like so eventually she covers her face with a pillow, and I'm like, okay, is this a
God,
thing?
please tell me you had a fucking booger in your fucking beard. you just blew one out.
I was like, what did you think I said? I thought you told me that you love my weird cunt.
God, I love you, weird cunt.
She's like, I was just trying to think, what does he mean? What's weird about it?
Does he mean weird condom?
I love your weird C word. That's a callback to Final Fantasy.
Yeah, I'm about to say, that's not really a deep cut. That's a shallow cut.
Yeah, it's a paper cut.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, but once she says that, then we just like we have slow sex and roaring laughter for a little while until it just finally just slips back over and we're good.
So did I miss a part of the story where you told us what you actually said?
I think I said something about like
Beer cunt.
like her perfect cunt or something like that. Something along those lines. And she heard
So cunt was definitely one of the words used.
I might have said warm, I might have said wet. I don't even know.
It might have been both.
It might have been, yeah. It was not weird, though.
What a psychedelic vagina.
I didn't say weird, and there is nothing weird about it. I feel like I need to throw that out there, too. I definitely did not say it, nor would I ever say it. Because I can imagine her listening to the episode. You didn't say it wasn't weird. No, it's not weird.
That is fair. That is a thing that you definitely need. Oh, and if she is listening, then Tyler has definitely never made me watch them have sex before.
No.
It certainly never has happened.
It's literally perfect.
All right. I get to watch, but I don't get to touch myself. It's a real fucking raw deal.
Here, you can use a sock. But don't use your hands.
Right? Yeah. Fuck this sock.
I'm going to put it between the couch cushions. So you have to turn around. You can't watch us. It's one or the other.
I have a confession to make. I do not know how to fuck a sock.
I don't either. That's such a trope that I never understood.
Is it a thing that people really do? I think I
saw it as recently as like watching an episode of The Mick the other day.
Yeah.
And the guy was jerking off on his laptop. And of course...
his laptop?
Oh, well, in bed with his laptop in front of him, and his girlfriend walked in. But of course, he had like lotion beside him on the nightstand, and then a tube sock beside him on the pillow.
All right, can I go ahead and just say lotion? Are you a fucking amateur? What is? All right, look, if lotion and sock go hand in hand, fuck the sock. I mean, that is
literally that's what they're doing.
Yeah, right? That is so. Come on, you gotta up your game. If you got that purple cap Astroglide, then
I remember I was living with you when you discovered that.
Oh man! Oh really?
Yeah.
Tell me that story. I forgot that one.
I remember because when Jacob and I were staying with you and Brandon for like 2 weeks while we found an apartment when we started at Murray State, and I remember like I later found out you had told me like you had just discovered it
because I don't remember discovering it. So take me back.
Because I remember like
this is like what 2000.
Brandon was doing something in his. I needed to use the computer for something.
Yeah,
like look up a class. Like I didn't know what time was my class start. I needed to go.
Yeah,
Brandon his wasn't working or something. He was like, just Dave won't care. Just use his to check your classes.
Yeah.
And I remember like I went in there and I don't think I'd ever even seen a tube of it before, but I saw the Astroglide sitting there.
Yeah,
I didn't think anything about it. I sat down. Your laptop's already open or whatever. So when I grabbed the mouse, I grabbed it and I sunk into it like an eighth of an inch.
All right. So just like ease your mind. That was certainly not cum.
Oh, it's fine either way. I gave you AIDS. It's fine. We got very close forcibly in those 2 weeks.
Yeah, it was just cake batter. That's all.
But I remember like touching it being like, gotta use it. And then years later, I remember like you telling me like, yeah, that's when I just discovered how awesome that was, and I just couldn't stop for Astroglide plus Brianna Banks for like a month.
Man, bringing me back with Brianna Banks. I haven't thought about Brianna Banks in a long time. Yeah, that was a good time in my life. I can't go back. There's no going back home.
See, I mean, it's not an issue anymore, but back whenever I was heavily addicted to masturbation, David.
You were heavily addicted to masturbation? Wait, you?
I know, me, right?
You? I remember you going no-fap for a little bit.
I did no-fap for 90 days.
I think we talked about that on the show when you were doing it, yeah? Mm-hmm. That's a thing. That is a thing that I, abhorred. Like, you told me about it, and I was like, what? You're not going to masturbate?
Well, it became a weird issue because I was taking concerto because I was taking some math classes. I was like, I want to concentrate better.
You want to be better at the clarinet.
Right.
Concerto, I don't know what that is. That like a performance enhancer for musicians?
It's similar to Adderall.
Oh, okay. All right.
I don't need it though. I just like I was like, if kids take this, give themselves an edge. I want it too.
I just want to be good at video games, dog. Give me that concerto.
I remember I told my doctor, I was like, I'm having trouble concentrating in calculus.
Write me a concerto.
Right. And she wrote me a prescription for a concerto, and it was such a bitch to get. But I remember, like, I'd take one 5 minutes later, like, my heart would just start pounding in my chest.
You had the best / worst doctor.
She's not my doctor anymore. She's just my mom's doctor.
Everything's fine.
No, she's totally cool.
Nobody worry about it.
But I remember, like, because I started taking it, like, I remember being on, like, fall break or like Christmas break where I was out of school for, like, 2 or 3 weeks.
Yeah.
And I remember I was still taking it. And I wasn't working because I was just going to school at the time. Uh-huh. So I would get up and I would still take one. I remember that I would get up and play, like, if I got up and played like Facebook games, like if I would just do Farmville. This is back when Farmville was popular.
Oh, boy. Hey, does Farmville still exist?
I think it does in some weird, crazy iteration. Like,
I get a lot of invites to play other shitty games, but not Farmville so much anymore.
I went on a weird click for a while where I think the Concerta pulled me into it so deep.
Oh, yeah.
That, like, I made like 13 fake accounts, and I would go back and forth.
God.
I would get down and I would sit down with Farmville, take the Concerta so I could focus. If I didn't take the Concerta, like I wouldn't do this. But if I took that, then I would just focus in and play those Facebook games. Swear to God, like I would get up at 8, look up, Meg's coming to the door like fucking 4:30. Like I would just get sucked in, and that's. Or if I didn't do Farmville, if I instead decided to masturbate, I would do that just as long. Like I would lose my whole day to it.
Let me tell you something, brother. You don't need Concerta for that.
Well, that's when I decided, like, I'm done. It's just, I'm done.
Taking up too much time.
I need to stop. So I deleted all those Facebook games. I went on NoFap. So.
It's like the bet on Seinfeld.
Yeah.
You're like, so which out of all the 4 Seinfeld characters who took the bet, which one were you most like when you stopped masturbating?
It was only hard at first.
Yeah.
It was hard at first. But like now it's especially no problem because just like now it's just like I'd like to have sex. All right, you down? Yeah, I'm down. It's so like
I gotta have a mix,
fine.
man.
It's like if I can it's if I can imagine if you can have sex, then also not masturbating. That I can't fathom. You'd need to have an outlet for somewhere, but I channeled it in a positive direction.
In a weird cunt.
So now it's just like I exclusively just with sex, and if it's something you're into, I can't advocate for it enough because for me it's just like some stuff didn't work that now works, and it's awesome
stuff.
So yeah.
You want to get into that?
Well, other sexual acts that were not like that just didn't work for me because I feel like I jerked off so much.
I got you.
That's what was required for a lot of things.
Yeah.
So now if I don't do that anymore, now I can do more things with Melissa that are more enjoyable.
God, it was
bad.
You were really fucking your fist.
Yeah. No, it wasn't good for me.
Yeah.
Like if it functions for anybody else, great. But for me, like it
not good.
It wasn't.
I don't know, man.
I think now sex and everything else is better because I don't do it because I channel everything into her, literally and figuratively.
Right. Totally.
So everything is for me it works perfectly.
What's up, Internet? I am your bespectacled host, Dave, and I prefer a mix of sex and masturbation. I think that works for me. Also, I don't have a story really. I just am really excited about The Last Jedi. I would like to go ahead and date this fucking podcast forever. I'd like to fucking put a stamp in it. Be like, motherfuckers, this is the week that The Last Jedi comes out. And I'm going to go see that on Thursday night, the earliest I possibly can, to try to avoid spoilers. And
could date it when I die of masturbation overdose. Like, didn't he die from jerking off? Now he's saying he doesn't do it.
Gotcha. I am terrified that the movie is going to be spoiled for me. I am terrified. Sandwich Pope Phil sent me a message today saying that I assume it sounded like a major plot point had been spoiled for him because he read an article on a website. I'm sorry, I said article like somebody's aunt, a post on a site. And I am also terrified because I can't remember if I told this story or not, about how the Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 was spoiled for me.
Oh, I don't know anything about it still. It's on Netflix, so I'll probably watch it at some point.
Yeah, it's good. It's pretty good.
I've heard it wasn't as good as the first one.
It's pretty good. It is nowhere near as good as the first one. You can't top the first one. First one came out of the fucking blue. Like, it was just like, that one I feel like blindsided
no expectations
a lot of people.
Yeah.
And it's just like, well, this is a Marvel movie. It'd probably be fun. It's got a raccoon guy in it. It's got Ranger Rick. Let's check this shit out. And then like the second one came around and it's like, oh, this can be more of this good shit. Well, I mean, it's pretty good, but not a whole lot of surprises. It's got Kurt Russell in it, so I mean, that's good.
That's how I felt about like Thor Ragnarok. I thought in the trailers, I thought it looked like garbage.
Really?
Yeah.
I think Thor Ragnarok, they were totally like, we need another Guardians of the Galaxy, and no one liked our second Thor movie, so...
See, I liked the second one, but Thor Ragnarok is the best one since the first one.
Yeah, I haven't seen the second one. I missed, what is it, Dark World?
Yeah.
I missed that one. But anyway, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 was spoiled for me on the TADPOG Twitch channel by a guy who came into the chat. His name was the spoiler. His name was blank blanks at the end of Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. And it was like he started talking. The only words he was saying was blank blanks at the end of Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2.
Man.
And it was like, and then they left, but the damage was done. And it's like, all right. And then I remember sitting in the movie theater watching. This is like 2 days before the fucking movie came out. I saw the movie on like release. So this is like a dude that had to have seen like a screener or something.
Well, it's like the people in line for for the Half-Blood Prince for the Harry Potter, and somebody drives by while they're all standing in line to get their book. Snape kills Dumbledore.
Spoilers.
And you just see them all melt. Oh fuck! If they don't know her yet, then fucking deserve it.
I don't know, man. It always reminds me of the episode of The Simpsons where Homer's standing, like there's a line for the Empire Strikes Back, and Homer's like walking out of the theater. He's like, "Oh God, I can't believe that Darth Vader's Luke's father." Spoilers. But anyway, I'm terrified. Like I was thinking like, well, maybe I will not stream at all until I watch this movie. And Phil was like, "Yeah, I think you should go radio silent."
I don't know when I'll see it, but I'm even avoiding the spoilers.
Nice.
Like, there are film theories that I'd like to see that, but I'm not going to watch it. I held out on Breaking Bad being spoiled. I still have half a season of Breaking Bad to go.
No shit, you're not done.
But I held out. I made it years without that getting spoiled for me until The Soup. Watching The Soup ruined it for me.
Is The Soup still a thing?
I have no clue. I haven't had cable in such a long time.
Yeah.
I have no idea. Probably not.
I kind of hope it is.
I hope it is.
Because I liked
Joe
it, but it's like I didn't like it. I didn't like it enough to keep cable. But that was like one of The Soup was one of the shows where it's like when Nikki and I were making that decision, she didn't want to cut the cord, but I was like, come on, let's fucking save some fucking money here. Because cable's a lot. And we don't watch it that much. That was one of the shows. The Soup was one of the shows where it's like, God damn it, I do not want to give this show up. But I'd also like to save $70 a month. So
yeah, it's good, but it's not that good.
yeah, it is not $70 good. That's it. I don't have a great story.
Hey, it's good.
Hi, I'm Dave. My life is droll and boring.
You want to talk about some ghosts and goblins?
Gorgons and goblins. Come on, man, give it the program. So I would love to talk about some ghosts and goblins.
You hear that, Dave?
I do hear that. It sounds like the rhythmic schlicking of a well-lubricated hand doing something. I don't know what it's doing, but it is doing something, which, of course, ushers in a segment that we like to call Dave Reads from Wikipedia. But this has been an ongoing segment. We've been doing this fucking segment for a very long time.
Really long time.
When we thought it was funny, where it's like, let's just let people know that we are reading from Wikipedia, which is a thing where it's like, it's crazy, man. Because it's like I listen to a lot of podcasts still, and I listen to some video game podcasts as well. And there have been moments where I've been listening to a video game podcast and be like, just tell us you're reading from Wikipedia because I can tell. And I don't know if it's because I read from Wikipedia like at least once a week into a microphone. But anyway, here we go. Ghosts in Goblins, it's apostrophe in Goblins, or as it's literally translated from the Japanese title, Demon World Village, is stylized as Ghost in Goblins. I don't know what that means. Is a 1985 side-scrolling platform video game developed by Capcom. You heard of these people?
Capcom?
Have you heard of these Capcom guys? I guess it's a little startup out of Japan. I don't know. They developed, let's see, it's a video game that was developed for arcades, and then it was released to several home platforms. It is the first game in the Ghosts and Goblins franchise, and it was directed by Tokuro Fujiwara. Like, that is a telltale sign that I'm reading from Wikipedia when it's like I struggle to pronounce a name. I'm going to read this very slowly. And
it's like the only one that you can go through is like Iwata.
Yeah, right.
Nobu Uematsu.
Right.
That's the only ones I can just like say without like, what?
You're right. Yeah. So that's like the brief description. I feel like Ghosts and Goblins is probably better suited for us to just freestyle it.
Yep.
I don't have any notes prepared. We talked about this before we started recording.
Mine are pretty sparse, but like I think we've both played this game quite a bit.
I have played this game a lot. I have a long, long history with Ghosts and Goblins.
This is if I think about you, This is one of the games that comes to mind.
Really?
Yeah. This game I immediately attached to you.
Really? Why is that?
This and like Little Nemo. Like,
Little Nemo.
Because I
so
feel
good.
like a lot of things that I see you as a gamer are embodied in this game. Like,
yeah, totally.
Because like I don't know the story, just the way it looks, the way it plays, the difficulty, the setting, like everything about this always. It's since I've known you and played this game, it's like this game screams Dave.
Yeah, it's crazy. This game is like, I'm gonna get into like, I tell you, man, I'm having a really hard time. I had such a hard time trying to like really distill how I feel about this game that like I was lying in bed the other night and I guess I looked like upset or worried or concerned because Nikki was like, "Are you okay?" And I was like, "Oh yeah." She's like, "What are you thinking about?" Ghosts and Goblins. And she laughed, which I do feel like that is the appropriate response. Because I mean, I must have had a look on my face where it's like, do I pay my taxes this year? Or I mean, like, how are we going to make this work? So it was straight up one of those where it's like, yeah, Ghosts and Goblins. And then I was like, well, since you asked, let me just go right into it. I'm trying to decide whether or not I love this game. And I decided that I do love this game. This game has a lot of fucking flaws. A lot of fucking flaws. But it's crazy because it's like, I appreciate those flaws. So it's like, do I have Stockholm Syndrome or do I legitimately love this game?
No, this is, I'll agree. I'll go so far. This is a great game.
Really?
I'm
surprised to hear this.
I enjoy
from
this
you.
game, but it is Cat Mario light. Cat Mario is designed to just like fuck with you and everything that you can do. Like this game feels like that in a lot of different ways, but it's not. I don't know. It's not as malicious or shitty, but like it's just this game is fucking hard in both good and bad ways.
Not to derail us right off the bat, but we need to do a Cat Mario episode.
Oh, I want to stream. I love to watch you and Miller.
I want Miller on. I want Miller on Cat Mario for sure. Yeah, I'll have a link in the show notes to Cat Mario if anyone's unfamiliar. Or you could Google it. But do me a favor and go to our website. Yeah, dude, I think that this is the perfect fucking storm of a game for me. I have never beaten this game. I have gotten through the first quest once. This game, to beat.
And I feel like that is the biggest fuck you of that generation. Is the ending to this game?
Yes. Oh, would you like me to read what happens when you beat the game? Okay. So when you go through this very difficult game the first time, and you beat the boss, you get this message: this room is an illusion and is a trap devised by Satan. Go ahead dauntlessly, make rapid progress. Which is an English way of saying, you got to play this game again on a harder difficulty in order to get the true ending of this game, which I've never done. The true ending, here's what you're rewarded with. Spoilers, if you don't want to know the end of Ghosts and Goblins, skip ahead 30 seconds. Here's the ending. This is what you play the game twice to get. Congratulations, this story is happy end. Period. Thank you. Period.
Because it's not as if it's not hard and difficult and just like taxing enough to do it once. No, fuck you, do it again. Like that is just such. God, that's the biggest fuck you.
It is a huge fuck you.
Biggest fuck you.
As a kid, I didn't know. You know, like that wasn't even a thing. When I was a kid, like beating a game was essentially on the same level as having sex with a woman. Like where it's just like, this might happen one day. I hope it does, but I'm not fucking holding my breath. I'm 7. I don't know.
I'm 7. It would be a good another 3 years at least.
Right. I mean, Jesus, I don't even have enough pee to go in the bed for her to roll around in. There's one more bit of English that I fucking love. And this is what happens. This is what happens when you're told that you have to play the game again to get the real ending. Being the wise and courageour knight that you are, You feel strongth welling. I love the word strongth. Like I want like maybe like a basketball jersey or something that just like instead of a name on the back, it just says strongth.
It sounds like a Monstar from Space Jam.
That fucking does. Or it sounds like, I don't know, man. It sounds like
it's your Fallout companion.
Yeah, totally. Hey, I'm Dave. This is strongth. Strong, I don't know, man. It almost seems like Garfield style, where it's like I can hear it in like a voice modulated, like Garfield. I'm feeling like I have a lot of strength today. You feel strength welling. Period in your body. Period.
Okay.
Return to starting point. Period. Challenge again! Exclamation mark. So I don't know. I get it. The game came out in 1986 in North America. Mm-hmm. It came out, I think, in arcades like in 1985. Like localization was like not a thing.
Play the fucking game.
Right. I'm surprised. Yeah, exactly. I know you wanted to add something on the end of that. I did too. Play the fucking game, fucker. But like this game, like I'm surprised they even had like English alphabet in it. Like it's like I don't think they expected anybody to get to the end of this. Like it could have just had like katakana or something at the end. It'd have been like whatever. I don't know.
I don't know. My brother's weird son knows some Japanese. Just ask him what it says and he can wrte it down. It's fine. Just go. Just get it out.
He knows a little Japanese and a little English. I defy anybody to like it.
He learned English like from hentai, so just ask him what it says.
Oh, your cock has much strength.
He was born in a sun coast, so that's all right.
Yeah, we call him Suncoast Monster. It's weird. Okay, we've already talked about like the ending of this game, but I haven't really talked about the game itself. In Ghosts and Goblins, it's a platformer, and you play as a knight named Arthur. You don't know that. The game doesn't tell you that you're Arthur. You just kind of know that because it's fucking.
I mean, it's Capcom. Arthur is basically Mega Man.
Yeah,
he controls very similar to Mega Man.
Yes.
So, because you're just, instead of a blaster, you've got weapons that you throw, and you can jump, go side to side. You're jump and throw man.
Yes, you are jump and throw man instead of jump and shoot man. Yep. Exactly. You start out with lances that you throw. There are also knives, and everything in the fucking game is bullshit.
Oh, yeah. The best advice.
Knife. Get a knife.
The best and only advice, get the knife.
Get a knife. Get it at the beginning of the fucking game. I'm serious.
Don't get anything else.
Don't get anything else until the very end of the game. Grab a shield because it is. I know a shield is not a weapon.
Is that true or is that
true.
A myth?
It is 100% true.
Okay.
If you defeat the last boss of the game without the shield, you get a message that says, "God, I wish I had the English for this." It essentially says. Come back and use and it shows the sprite of the shield.
Yeah.
Then it boots your ass not 1 level back, 2 levels back. And then you gotta get to the boss again and get the shield on the way.
And the shield fucking sucks. So.
The shield sucks. It is, yes. Here's the great thing about the shield. Okay. You throw the shield and it does shitty damage. That's the bad part. The good part is, as you throw it, it can also block projectiles. So it's good like when you're fighting the dragon. A dragon's like one of the bosses, and he has like a fire weapon. He has like a breath weapon. And you can throw the shield at the breath weapon, and it gets rid of it. So it's essentially like canceling out a Hadouken with a Hadouken kind of deal. So that's good. But other than that, the shield's absolute garbage. 100% garbage. There's also a torch. That's also a weapon that you can use.
Sort of.
It is apparently very popular with speedrunners. Of course it is, because like I feel like speedrunners, like they find a thing that it's like, well, no one uses this because they do not know how to use it properly, and we're going to exploit the shit out of it. I haven't watched a lot of speedruns, but I think the world record on this, someone in Twitch chat was saying it's like 8 minutes, 48 seconds or something like that. And that is fucking insanity. Considering that I think that I sunk like 9 hours into this game and did not beat the first quest.
Neither did I. I got further than I've ever gotten before.
Yeah?
And that's
How far did you get?
I got to the dragon. I got a little more over halfway through, maybe like level 5, the end of level 5, maybe.
That's good. First dragon or second dragon? Okay, that is good. The first dragon, the level that you play to get to the first dragon, I think is one of the hardest levels in the game.
But firebrand after firebrand after firebrand.
Those red devils, yes, there's so many of them in this level. Those are like the enemies in this game. I think this is weird because I don't know if it's just because I played this game a lot as a kid. To me, the enemies in this game are straight up iconic because it's like, dude, you got the fucking red devils that are like the first time you run across one of the firebrand red devils, it is essentially like trying to kill a school bus with a spoon. I mean, it's just like, this ain't fucking happening. I'm 7. I'm not having sex with a woman. I'm also never going to get past this fucking red devil.
Because their patterns are so weird. Like, anything that flies in this game, it's just like, what are you?
Oh, yeah. Not only does it fly, it flies fucking fast, dude. Like, the only way to hit it, essentially, is to, like, jump away from it. And, like, as you're jumping away from it, spam knives.
You got enough knives in it so it dies.
Knives. You need
so it bursts into
knives.
flames.
Yes, exactly.
Because I think it's like, what is it? It's 50 or 60 hit. The very first boss, it's like if you keep the lance, it's like 50 or 60 hits with the lance.
There's no way that's right.
It's ridiculous.
There's no way that's right.
It's a lot.
It's a lot.
It's a lot.
Yeah, it's a lot.
But with the knife, I think it's like 20 maybe.
Well, the knife is super fast and it does a lot of damage. I haven't looked at a damage chart. I don't know what deals the most damage, but the knife feels like it's up there for sure.
Oh, it's the best weapon in the game.
The torch, what sucks about the torch is if you miss with the torch, it explodes in the flame, on the ground, which sounds cool, but it's fucking not, because what happens is you can only throw 2 torches at a time. So if you don't hit an enemy, if you throw 2 torches and they both miss, you got to wait for those motherfuckers to extinguish before you can throw a torch again. You're weaponless until those animations, the torch animations are over.
See, I feel like the torch is supposed to suck because they try to trap you with it.
Oh, all the time.
This game has all sorts of like little...
all the time.
Because weapons, once they spawn, they don't disappear. You have to jump over them or find a way to get away from them.
Yeah, right.
This game has all sorts of little like shitty traps in it that fuck you over.
Is true.
And like the enemies that are clearly like... What is in the second level? As soon as you start, like 8 bats just drop on you.
Yeah.
Like if you don't know what's coming and what to do, like there goes your... Because Arthur is a knight in armor.
Yes.
You get hit once, your armor shatters. It's made by the shittiest blacksmith
Right.
ever.
Yeah.
And then you're just in your polka dot boxers.
Right.
And then next time you get hit, you turn to bones.
You turn to bones, man. Can I tell you how much I fucking love that animation? That blew my mind as a kid. Like, I remember the first time Arthur turned to bones, and I had to like look over my shoulder and be like, I'm not supposed to be playing this. There's no way I'm supposed to be playing this.
This is worse than Are You Afraid of the Dark?
You're right. This guy just turned to fucking bones. Then we're good? All right. I guess we're good.
The way like it has all these little traps and you have to restart and memorize and go and go and go. The challenge reminds me of Super Meat Boy.
Yeah.
Just the way you have to just get back in there and just like so many just fuck you things that you just have to... But it doesn't have the satisfaction of immediately restarting like Meat Boy does.
That is true, because every time you die and you start over, they have this long scroll of like where you've been. There's a map that shows where you've been and where everything's going. And that I loved as a kid. As an adult, it's a little annoying because it's like, man, I am dying so fucking much. Like, I know what level I'm on. I do not need a you are here mall map for Ghosts and Goblins. I don't fucking need it. I know where I am. Just fucking let me start over again. Pretty please.
Yeah, because that's what is so satisfying. Because I want to do Super Meat Boy someday.
Yeah.
Because like that,
Let's do it.
That is the most satisfying game to play. But because that might if you haven't played this game, but you've played Meat Boy, imagine all the difficulty of Meat Boy, but you have to start over like way far back every time you die.
And Meat Boy's a lot faster. Meat Boy controls very well. Ghosts and Goblins.
Which I feel like, especially for its time, I think there's games like this that I feel like they're still satisfying to control. Like why why can some games get this right, and there's so many games 15 years later that can't figure out what these games did, what Mario, Mega Man, and this game, I think I enjoy. It's not like Castlevania, Simon or Trevor. Controlling them is difficult. Like they're responsive, but just the knockback and the things like that. Right. I feel like Arthur's fast, responsive, not sluggish. I guess I'm primarily pointing my fingers at Super Nintendo because there are so many slow, shitty molasses platformers out there that I don't understand why this game that came out in '85 gets it right, and Super Nintendo, like so many platformers on there, drop the ball.
I think it's sprite size. I honestly do, and I think that's why I think that Arthur in Ghosts and Goblins controls very similar to Simon and Castlevania. These games are very similar. Like there are so many similarities between these two games that it is straight up like having just played 3 Castlevania games pretty much in a row for this show and then playing Ghosts and Goblins. It's like I started playing Ghosts and Goblins and it was like I was playing it in stream and I immediately was like, can someone look and tell me what came out first, Ghosts and Goblins or Castlevania? Because somebody was heavily influenced by somebody else.
Naruto, Capcom, and Sasuke, Konami.
Yeah,
Best friends, next door neighbors.
Right, yeah, exactly. And Castlevania came out after Ghosts and Goblins, which I was surprised because Castlevania is really, I think Castlevania is a more prominent franchise than Ghosts and Goblins.
Yeah. Probably because of the difficulty.
Yeah, that's probably, you're probably right.
I feel like you can capitalize that on the right way, a la Dark Souls, but I imagine back then, like, this is probably frustrating. I mean, yes, it's iconic, but I imagine it was also frustrating for a lot of people.
I loved it, man, as a kid. I loved it.
I wanted to be good at this game, and I played it a lot, but man, I was so terrible.
I was just drawn in by the aesthetic. Which is crazy because this is going to be a fucked up episode because, like, this is why I was, like, lying in bed.
It's
like
a weird cunt of an episode.
It's such a weird cunt. It really just is. This is why I was lying in bed with this fucking, like, distraught look on my face because it's like, all I can really do is come up with shitty things to say about this game, but I fucking love this game. And it's like, I love how shitty this game does not look good. I think this is an ugly game. I really do. I think this is an ugly game.
Yeah.
I think the sprite design is really good. I think it's really like, it has a lot of personality. This game has a lot of personality, but like, as far as like the colors go, it is not a pretty game. Even like on NES standards. Like, I think this is an ugly game. There's a lot of sprite flicker. There's a lot of like the palettes are just not good. I do not think this looks good, but I think that lends some of the charm to the game. I think the fact that this game looks a little ugly is a benefit because it's like one of those things where it's like, look, I don't love the Dark Souls series, and I'm hopefully don't get hate for this. Those games are kind of ugly, I think, and that aesthetic works for that game. Like, I mean, I'm not saying that it's not appealing. It's just like it's kind of janky. Like some of the Dark Souls is kind of janky, and I feel like Ghosts and Goblins is kind of janky too.
Come at me, Drew Rowland.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm hopefully, I mean, I don't feel like I'm too far off the mark with like Dark Souls. I honestly don't think it's like you can't like look at Dark Souls and then like look at, I don't know, I hate to say Square Enix, but like a Final Fantasy game and be like, well, the same amount of like polish and care to color and detail was put into.
I feel like sort of like Fallout 3 in that like everything has like the green tint.
Yeah,
and
Fallout 3 looks kind of shitty. I mean,
I feel like it's supposed to. It's supposed to. That's the aesthetic. Like I feel like Dark Souls is aesthetic, so it's not necessarily a criticism.
Right. No, and I'm not trying to shit on Dark Souls by any stretch. I just think that's a charming part of the game where it's just like, this is just how we made the game. This is how we intend for it to look and play, and this is a decision we made. It's not ugly because it just happened to be ugly. It's ugly because, we want it to look. I feel like Dark Souls feels edgy because it's not so polished.
Yeah.
And I think that's very attractive. That is one of the things that attracted me to that game. But then a lot of other things just turned me off. And that was essentially not being able to contain the fucking rage beast inside of me.
Mm-hmm. Which, I mean, I own Demon Souls, Dark Souls, and Dark Souls 2. Have I played 5 minutes of any? Well, I've played a little bit of Dark Souls 2. Let's say that much.
Oh, I remember you and I think seeing Dark Souls.
Maybe I'm thinking
at
Dark
the same
Souls and not
at the
Dark
same
Souls
time, because I remember when we saw that scaleless dragon or whatever. It's like, oh, that's such a good idea. It is such a good idea. Mm-hmm. But whatever. I mean, there's a lot of cool stuff with Dark Souls. It's just like that's a series of games that I'm never gonna fucking finish.
Yeah,
because I'll be too busy trying to beat Ghosts and Goblins for the rest of my life.
We're too busy playing games 20 years old. That's the way it is.
I mean, seriously, it's like while I was playing Ghosts and Goblins for the show. I mean, it was straight up like, I want to beat this game one day.
You enjoy this show once a week? Well, it's our life playing these games.
It is crazy how much more prep I do.
I have Danganronpa 3 and I haven't even opened the box yet. But I enjoy the music in this game. I enjoy the sound effects.
Good. The music is good. The sound effects are good. Yeah. I mean, it gets repetitive. Mm-hmm. It does. There's like 4 songs in the game. It gets repetitive, but it's like I like the songs. They're catchy, so it's not bothersome. It's just like nothing beats the iconic the music in the first 2 levels. Mm-hmm. Like that is just straight up Ghosts and Goblins. The dun, 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 dun. Mm-hmm. Everything after that is a little disappointing because it's not that song. And it's kind of weird because it's like, I remember the first time I heard the music change in the game, I just assumed that was just going to be the music for like the whole game. Mm-hmm. I remember the first time in my life in high school, it took me to high school to get to like level 3 where the music changes. And it's like, there's more than one song in this game? What is this madness? I remember being a junior in high school playing. A friend of mine and I just rediscovered the NES, and we played this game, and god damn it, I remember burning so many nights just getting to level 3. And then like just trying to get past level 3, the level with all the fucking firebrands in it. I mean, that's like, it's crazy, but it's like, I have really fond memories of this game. And it is hard for me, it is impossible for me to separate myself from the nostalgia of this game and look at it, objectively. Like, it is impossible. It is impossible. And that was also part of the concern where I was telling Nikki, I was like, I don't know if this is a good game or not. Like, I have no idea if this is a good game. I love this game. I love playing this game. But is that just me?
I enjoy it. I'm sitting down and playing it more than I've ever played it before, and I enjoyed my experience with it.
I am so glad to hear you say that. Yeah, I honestly fully expected to come into this. I didn't, and you shit all over this game. Like,
no, I think I'm enjoying even though it's difficult, the simplicity of playing the NES.
Yeah.
So yeah, with Castlevania 3, which I don't think I've talked about it. I couldn't put it down. Like, I kept going till you came over and you watched me beat it.
Yeah.
Like, 3 weeks later, that's what, if I was sitting there, I'm just like, yeah, I think I want to play some Castlevania. And I just play a little bit by little bit until I beat it. I could have been done with it forever, but I kept going back to it.
Right.
So, I was into that game. And this felt good to play too.
Man, I am so happy to hear that. Like, I'm really excited to hear that because I thought this was going to be me dying on the Ghosts and Goblins hill.
Nah, man, this is good. I think it's a good game.
Have you heard of a game called Battle Princess Madeline?
I feel like maybe I've heard about that.
You probably saw it. You probably saw something about it on Reddit. Would be my guess.
Okay, that makes sense.
It's a Kickstarter game that is, I think, supposed to come out in like April or March of 2018. And it is like heavily inspired by Ghosts and Goblins, the Ghosts and Goblins series, specifically like Super Ghouls and Ghosts. It's got a great story behind it as far as like the development of the game. The developer has a daughter who loved watching him play Ghosts and Goblins and Ghouls and Ghosts, and she essentially wanted to be in the game and said something along the lines of, but I'm a girl, so I can't be a knight. And her dad was like, fucking bullshit, and made this game where she is in the game. She is Arthur in this game, and it from the gameplay that I've seen, it borrows heavily from Ghosts and Goblins, and more heavily from Super Ghouls and Ghosts.
Yeah,
I didn't kickstart it, but I am definitely going to pick it up when it comes out because it looks fucking sweet.
Sounds good to me.
I'll have a link to that in the show notes if anybody wants to check it out. I can't imagine it comes out on the Switch, but I hope that it does because I find myself hoping that everything comes out on the Switch just in case I am on a road trip.
Yeah, I mean, Nintendo got it. Nintendo got it this time, so can't bitch about that.
Fucked up on the Wii U.
Yeah.
100%.
Although that is the most used console in my house.
Is it really?
Oh, yeah.
Because of Minecraft or what?
No, because of YouTube.
Oh, because of YouTube.
Yeah, Choco Chica loves to watch, and Kenna, they both love to watch YouTube on it. Like, I'll get them headphones, and like if I want to watch something on TV, I'll just give Kenna the Wii U and headphones, and we'll just lay in bed,
like the tablet,
cuddle, and watch TV.
Yeah.
Yep.
You could do that with the Switch, but I don't. I let Henry play the Switch, but I watch him like a hawk, man.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, I'm going to sit right next to you. Don't make any sudden moves. The fucking Wii U tablet, I'm like, here you go.
No
here you
problem.
Go. Knock yourself out. Oh, you want to drop it? Fucking drop it. I don't care.
See how hard you can throw it.
Yeah,
Fine.
right. Let's play a fun game called Throw This Against the Wall. See what happens.
Oh, man.
I have a question.
Yeah.
What is Arthur and the Princess Prin is her name? Princess Prin.
Okay.
That is not a joke. It does sound like a thing I made up. Not a joke. What are they doing in the graveyard at the beginning of the game? We didn't even talk about like the setup, the story of this game, the paper thin story.
Sorry that Brainy Jr. wanted her boyfriend to come over, and now she's like, "Can you come over now? Can you come over now?"
Tell him to come over.
Give me a minute.
Let's record with him.
I'm stuck in this room, so no, your boyfriend can't come over until I'm out of this room.
Let's sit down. Let's interrogate him in the blanket oasis.
I will commend her boyfriend in that he was telling me how much he loves spicy stuff, and I was like,
right?
Oh, do you now? So I had him try all sorts of the TADPOG hot sauces that I have in my fridge.
How about the pure capsaicin?
He did. We didn't try the. I don't want to give him alcohol since he's under 18, so I didn't have him try the pure capsaicin. But everything else, like, he was a champ. I wish I would have had some flashbang, but I don't have that anymore. Everything else, the only thing he sort of like he was trying to put on the brave face in front of me. But the Carolina Reaper hot sauce that I have, that was the one that made him.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was impressed.
Does he listen to the show?
I hope not.
Is he a Patreon donor? Has he watched the One Chip Challenge?
I mean, we were talking about the chip. I was like, yeah, I threw up, but yeah, it's fine.
I threw up, but I did it. I want to know what Arthur and Prin were doing in the graveyard at night.
I feel like I watched doing research on this video. Like, it's alluded that they were having sex.
I mean, I think she's giving him a handy.
And that's how Satan punished him, or punished her by she was having premarital sex. So that's why the devil comes out and grabs her.
Wow. I like that. I like that theory a lot. Yeah. I never thought about that. Because, I mean, Arthur is in his underwear. He is out of his armor. His armor's set next to him. Prin is, like, close to him, you know. Mm-hmm. And then all of a sudden, the screen flashes, and Satan appears. The enemy is named Satan.
It is better for a man not to touch a woman. Swoop.
He swoops down, grabs her, pulls her away.
This is what Catholicism is based on.
Right, this is good.
This is why all those boys were molested. Flies away.
Arthur jumps in his armor and then sets off to save her. That's pretty much the story.
Yeah, you're right.
I mean, it's great. This is going to sound absolutely fucking batshit insane. As paper thin as that story is, that opening cinematic is fucking wonderful. I love that fucking opening cinematic where it's like it just tells the fucking bare minimum of a story that it needs to tell, and it tells it in 5 fucking seconds, and then you're playing the game.
Can't complain about that.
I mean, for like a platformer from the 80s, that's what I want.
Yeah.
That's what I want from a 2D platformer now. I don't know, man. There's a time and place for story, and Ghosts and Goblins is not that fucking time nor the place, because it is just like there are some games like Meat Boy where it's like Meat Boy's got a story, Super Meat Boy's got a story, but it's like, I mean, you don't really have to know it.
No, that's true.
You can just fucking play through the game because it's fucking fun.
God, I still can't think about Meat Boy without thinking about playing that with Grandmaster Wily Ammons. Right. And just the sheer joy he takes from watching Meat Boy just explode.
Yes.
I mean, hours, and he still laughed so hard every single time. Do you have any achievements for this game?
Yeah, I've got a bunch. I'm doing this thing on the Twitch channel where I openly invite viewers to suggest achievements. That's why on Final Fantasy I had like 53 achievements or whatever. So what I'm trying to do is narrow those down to what I think are the best
It's
ones.
almost a humble brag. I'm sorry I have so many Twitch viewers. I have all these achievements.
That is not almost a humble brag. That is most certainly that is most certainly a humble brag. Celebrate me. So yes, I do have some achievements. I think these are all great. Here we go. Achievement number 1. Yes, I am literally pulling these out of my ass. And in order to unlock yes, I am literally pulling these out of my ass, you need to throw 100 javelins, or lances, as I call them, as Arthur while he's in his underwear. And credit goes to Edgelord Kyle for that one. Thank you, Kyle. Achievement number 2, credit goes to Sandwich Pope Phil. His achievement, I love this one so fucking much, is Bones. In order to unlock Bones, you need to die 245 times, because when you die, you turn into bones. Why 245?
Oh, how many bones are in the human body?
Same number as episodes as there are Bones, the TV show. Next achievement, this props to Shadowrunner Cody, which is fuck Alfred Hitchcock, which in order to unlock fuck Alfred Hitchcock, you need to get killed by a bird. Which I enjoyed because Cody's next comment was Alfred Hitchcock's a director. He's not like a streamer. So you millennials may not be familiar with him.
You linksters.
You motherfucking linksters. All right. So next achievement is not by the hair of my chinny chin chin. And in order to unlock not by the hair of my chinny chin chin, you need to hang off a ledge from your chin, which is 100% possible. Happens to me all the time. There's a stage, there's a level in the game where it's essentially an apartment complex for ogres with tattoos.
Yeah.
I mean, that's essentially what it is. You just gotta like navigate through a goddamn apartment complex with ogres that live in it. They're all the same. They must be brothers. They're wearing red loincloths.
So is this game in the Fallout universe, and these are what super mutants eventually become?
Right. Oh my God, I love it. God, man, that's fucking brilliant. So before you get to this apartment complex, you have like this. You have some platforms. You got to fucking jump over some pits of water.
And is Arthur in the Brotherhood of Steel? It keeps going.
And there is straight up an area where I swear it's like 10% of the time I will jump over the pit and I will barely make it. And what allows me to make it is I just like land. Arthur's chin lands on the ledge instead of his feet. Arthur's chin lands on the ledge. So it's like he's essentially like, you know when like you're hanging onto a ledge with your hands and you're trying to pull yourself up?
All the time.
I mean, that is like a daily occurrence in my job. I don't know about yours. Every now and then my boss is like, hey, hang for that fucking ledge. What are you doing? Designing shit. Hang for that ledge, motherfucker. Chop, chop, man.
At the Ninja Warrior graphic design studio.
I would work there. I think that would actually be pretty sweet. I would need a pay raise, but I would work there. So yes, I would hang from a ledge by Arthur's chin. That's how you unlock not by the hair of my chinny chin chin. Credit goes to Tom Goodman for that. I think we need to get a fucking title for Tom.
I agree.
Galaxian Tom. I feel like that's a cop out.
Oh, man.
We'll work on it.
Yeah.
We'll work on it. Next achievement. I love this one because it's one of my favorite fucking Dave Chappelle bits. Dylon, 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 and Dylon. In order to unlock Dylon, 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 and Dylon, you need to beat a boss using a torch because you spit hot fire.
It's hot fire, yeah.
Credit goes to Rhythm Master Paul Cord for that one. Next achievement is Death by Snoo Snoo. In order to unlock Death by Snoo Snoo, you need to get killed by the Lady Cyclops boss in your underwear. Which I believe that Cyclops boss is in the game manual called Unicorn. And I think that's just another like translation thing where it's like, we don't have a word for what they called this Cyclops thing in the game. What do you think, boss? Unicorn.
It only has one of something? It's a unicorn.
It has a horn. I feel like I feel like it's very tiny, but I feel like that's the argument. Sir, I don't think this is a unicorn. Has a fucking horn, doesn't it? All right, a unicorn.
How
fine.
many horns do you see?
Right.
It's not a trinicorn or a binicorn.
A binicorn. So in order to unlock that,
Yes, that is a Adventure Zone goof.
Oh, really?
Act
A
like I took credit for
Binacorn?
that. Yeah.
Oh, I'm unfamiliar with that.
That is Taco the Wizard's spectral steed or phantom steed is
This Binacorn.
he summons a bine. He's like, it's a unicorn. No, fuck it, it's a binacorn. It's got two horns.
Credit goes to Bubba Drewski for Death by Snoo Snoo. I've got two more. Utini. Do you catch that reference?
Nope.
All right, that is a Star Wars reference. That is the sound that a Jawa makes when it jumps out and surprises a droid. It says Utini. And in order to unlock Utini, you need to die to 10 what I like to call ghost Jawa condoms. There are these enemies in the game. Yes. They make that sound. They're ghosts, but they look like they got the Jawa face, which is essentially the black mage face, where it's like just a ghost in blackface.
Oh, I just see fleshlights taken out of the plastic container.
Yeah, well, there's also that. Has anyone called Capcom to get on that hot fucking like ghost fleshlight?
We gotta sue them because they clearly stole it.
Credit goes to Mike of MacTac. For that achievement. MacTac is a wonderful podcast. I don't think that we've mentioned on this show before. I really enjoy it. I think you guys would too. Mike.
It is a good show.
It's a really good show. The guys have great personalities, wonderful fucking production. It's Mike and Kyle talk about cops. And I would love to do something with them in the future. They've reached out to us. And this was in my phase where it's like, fuck it, I'm almost done with this. So essentially the email I sent back was, we'll see, man. I don't know where this is going.
I'm ready to try out. Listen to an episode the other day where they're talking about bringing this horrible, horrible liquor to the Louisville Arcade Expo.
Yes, I can't remember what it's called. The name.
Malord or Lord or...
Mallard. Mallard ducks.
Something
Drake
awful.
Mallard.
Like rotten licorice is how they described it.
Yeah. And they're bringing it to the expo. So I'm excited to try it.
I'll try this.
Next achievement. Final achievement. Credit goes to me. This is mine. I own this one. Heavy Petting Cemetery. and I do need to thank Phil because I was like, Phil, what's a better achievement title? Heavy Pet Cemetery or Heavy Petting Cemetery? And he's like, are there large heavy dogs involved? I'm like, no, Heavy Petting Cemetery. He's like, okay, great. In order to unlock Heavy Petting Cemetery,
Heavily Pet Cemetery.
Heavily Pet Cemetery. In order to unlock that, all you gotta do is just fucking start the game. As soon as Satan steals your princess girlfriend, that achievement pops. Heavy Petting Cemetery.
Did you ever fool around in a cemetery like in high school when you didn't have anywhere else to go?
No, I fucking wanted to. That was like a fantasy. Seriously, no shit. That was like, man, I'd love to fool around in the cemetery. Now, that is not a thing that I would want to do. Have you? What's your... Yes.
Yep.
Recently?
No, not recently. It's been a little while.
I mean, like, like a year.
It's been like 6 months. No, back in the day, like, got nowhere else to go, and like you could see anybody coming. I mean, no one's gonna really wonder why cars, So it was just like it was a place you could go that was semi secluded to do something in your car.
So you'd stay in the car?
Yeah.
Ghost-proof car.
Yeah.
Smart.
Oh, I'm not getting out with the ghost.
Smart. Don't want to get spooked out there.
No, I feel like if you get out of the car, then it's weird. As long as you stay in the car.
Oh, yeah. I mean, let's fuck on some graves. How about that?
No one we know. Don't be crass.
Don't worry, I'll pull out.
I'll shoot my own ghost somewhere else.
Do you have any achievements, Tyler? What you got?
I've got 2. The first one is, but doesn't it just make more sense? And you unlock that by killing the first boss with the lance, which I feel like a lance should probably do more damage than a knife.
I agree.
But it doesn't.
It's slower and doesn't do as much damage, it feels like. Yep.
And the other one is You Flaming Idiot. And there's a part in like the second stage where the trap, like I feel like it's the most deadly fucking trap because
I know what you're talking about.
I've got the knife.
I know what you're talking
I'm chugging
about.
along. It's the Goblin Museum, the Goblin apartment complex.
Yeah.
Because you can sort of get the drop on an enemy and go up and grab some money by going up on this one ladder. But if you go up there, it makes a torch spawn right on top of the ladder to leave. So it spawns, it doesn't despawn, you can't jump over it, you have to go on that ladder, you have to fucking get it, and it sucks.
There is a way around it.
There is a way around it.
There is a way around it, but it fucking sucks. There is, if you go to the very top of that apartment complex and wait for a bird, you can jump into the bird and it will knock you over the wall. And you fall 3 stories and land armorless, but you can get around it that way.
Oh, I got around it by...
Oh, shit.
I went like down...
You know another way.
I went down and around. I didn't go up top to the ladder. I avoided the money. I didn't do anything with it. And I basically just went straight for the goblin. And and it didn't spawn.
Yeah, if you don't grab the money, you're good.
Yeah.
It's a trap.
Yeah,
the money's a trap.
It's a trap.
Yeah. And it's one of those things where it's like you make power-ups appear by jumping at certain spots. It's a weird mechanic.
You have little like urns will drop down that you throw stuff out and statues pop up.
Right.
One of them turning you into a frog.
A frog, right.
Yeah.
There's also, man, I love that you bring up being turned into a frog. When you're a frog, you're fucking powerless.
Yep.
You cannot do anything. You can move, but that's it.
Yep.
This blew my mind as a kid. I loved this. I did this over and over again when I discovered it. I don't even know how I discovered it. I was probably just being a shitty kid. I was like, I'm gonna throw a lance at a tombstone, just see what happens. If you damage a certain I think like the crooked tombstones, if you hit them enough, a fucking warlock appears out of the tombstone and casts a spell at you. And if you get hit by the swirling magic, you turn into a frog.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I love it. I love it. Like it's that kind of shit. Like as a kid, turning into bones and then summoning a warlock that turns you into a frog. It's just like, what is this game? This is fucking magnificent.
So those are my achievements.
I love your achievements.
Thank you.
I love your achievements.
I love your achievement.
Thank you. None of them were mine, but one. Tyler.
Yes, Dave.
I have some questions for you. The first of which is, on this show, we rate games based on beards and glasses, a very scientific scale.
Extremely.
If you were to give this game a beard that sums up how you feel about it, what kind of beard would it be? And why is it a weird cunt beard?
I guess it sort of is. I would give it the nice trimmed mustache of Tobias Funke.
Oh, Tobias Funke. Why?
Because he, like Arthur,
is never nude. Yes, yes. I love it. I'm sorry I took it from you, but I was like praying. I was like, please be never nude.
Yep. And like he's kind of weird, offbeat, difficult to get along with. Not for everybody. Some people love him. Some people love Tobias, like Lindsay,
Carl Withers.
Get yourself a suit.
I love that fucking beard so much.
Thank you,
Tyler.
Yes, Dave.
If you were to give this game a pair of glasses that sums up how you feel about it, what kind of glasses would it be, and why is it Funke's again?
It is the spectacles of Buster Blue.
All right. Okay.
In that, where Buster's good at a lot of things, but he's also very skilled at simple games, like the claw game.
Right.
But sometimes he's often very unlucky, getting his hand bitten off by a seal. So.
All right. I love it. I feel like you put a lot of thought into those.
5 minutes of thought.
That's good. That's a lot.
Yeah.
Hey, those 5 minutes add up. Trust me.
It's true.
They do. They add up. It's like Farmville.
God. Oh, my God.
Tyler.
Yes, Dave.
I have another question for you. And that is, if you were to buy this game right now, if you were to go to pricecharting.com, I think, and check and see how much this game is, how much do you think it would be?
I think it was big, but not huge. Arcade port. I don't know a ton of kids that had it, but some. I've played it so I'm going to say $20.
Tyler, actual retail value of Ghosts and Goblins used for the NES at the time of this recording on price charting is $11.99. I'm tempted to buy this game.
That's a good buy.
I'm tempted to buy this game. I do not own this game on the NES.
That's something good sitting in your collection.
I rented it a lot as a kid. This was like a regular rental. And then my friend in high school had it. I played his copy. And then when it came out on Virtual Console, I bought it immediately. But I do not own this cart. And I think that I might buy it for $12.
It's a good buy. That's a good buy.
You want to take a guess how much it is complete? Real quick, off the cuff?
$85.
$43.
Damn.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm kind of tempted to buy it for $43.
Just to have it sit on your shelf as a collector's piece.
I am
Totally
kind of tempted to do it.
Man, I totally get that. I don't think you're crazy at all for thinking that.
Well, then you just empowered me to fucking make this fucking purchase, I think. What do you think the average price for new is?
The average?
On price
Because that's the lowest price. $60 average.
$60?
Because that's the lowest price right now. 40, you said? 43?
Well, that's for complete.
New.
New.
Brand new.
New. Not snooze new. New.
$85?
$710.
Damn.
I think I should buy that one.
Yep. I do too. I completely agree. Fuck all these things that we were talking about that make the show better that we can put our Patreon money forward.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we're just exclusively gonna buy. We're gonna buy up the entire market of new copies of Ghosts and Goblins.
That's what the show was all about.
Oh
the
yeah,
whole time.
This is an MMO auction house scheme.
It's like that Goof Troop episode where the mafia buys up every single baseball card that Sheila Tate pitcher. Everybody owns a lefty, man. I don't know why I remember that episode
I'm
so
glad
well.
you do. I don't, man. I missed the Goof Troop train. Goof Troop was like the point in my life where it's like, I'm good.
I understand. Because God, Brady Jr. will still pull up and listen to this one song from a Goofy movie that's legitimately a good movie song. I forget like the song that Powerline sings in the movie.
Oh yeah,
it's
I know what you're talking about.
Song.
I know what you're talking about. I saw the movie and I thought the movie was fine, but it was, I don't know, man. That was like, it was weird. I think it was just the age I was when Goof Troop like came out, where I was like, the Disney afternoon block is dead.
I was when Bonkers left, as did I.
Yeah, I wasn't a big Bonkers fan either, man. To me, it's like
that dark Bonkers.
that dark Bonkers. The Donkers.
The Donkers. Darkers.
Disney afternoon, man, it's like straight up DuckTales, Tailspin.
That's Chippendale Rescue Rangers.
Yeah, Chippendale Rescue Rangers. That's the fucking triad right there.
Darkwing Duck.
Darkwing Duck was like, I loved Darkwing Duck, but that was like as I'm kind of getting out of it.
And the dystopian future Darkwing Duck episodes were also really good.
Right.
Like my cartoon episodes fucked up as a kid. The reboot, last season reboot, man.
You know, I never got into
watching
reboot.
Enzo get his eye like carved out of his skull.
It's almost, when I hear people talk about reboot, especially like the end, like, you know, like some of the later episodes, it sounds like fucking like Norse mythology or something.
Man, you're not totally wrong.
Tyler?
Yes, Dave.
I have 10 more questions for you. I put together a quiz if you're interested in taking that.
Okay, let's
I have no idea how we're doing on time. I imagine we're probably going long.
This will probably be about it. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, here we go. I have prepared a quiz for you called Ghosts or Goblins.
Oh, nice.
Ghosts or Goblins. So you probably figured out the theme of this quiz. The answer to each statement is going to be, it's going to be ghost related it's all going to be a ghost or goblin thing, okay?
Okay.
It's never going to be both of the same.
Okay.
Like question one, I'm not going to mix. This isn't like a box. This is a box of nerds. There's a divider in between separating the red nerds from the purple nerds.
Okay.
Are you ready?
Yes.
Statement one. David Bowie played Jareth, the Goblin King, in this 1986 adventure musical dark fantasy film directed by Jim Henson. Labyrinth, correct. Very good. Number two. This 1990 romantic fantasy thriller film starred Patrick Swayze, Demi Moore, and Whoopi Goldberg.
Ghost.
Correct. Number three. This 2011 action spy film is the fourth in a series. It is the first live-action film directed by Brad Bird, and it stars Tom Cruise as IMF agent Ethan Hunt.
Mission Impossible?
Judges?
Ghost Protocol.
Very good. Very good. All right. Number four. You're doing great. The alias of several Halloween-themed supervillains whose first incarnation was Norman Osborn.
The Green Goblin.
The Green Goblin. Very good. Very good. Number five. This type of goblin is said to dye his hat with human blood.
A red cap.
Very good. Pulling that Final Fantasy knowledge.
More of that Fey knowledge from the Monster Manual 3.
Oh, no shit. I remember them from Final Fantasy Tactics Advanced. That's like red caps are just straight up like, oh man, the art style, I love it. Number 6, Tyler. So far you're good. This 1989 fantasy drama sports film stars Kevin Costner and involves a ghostly game of baseball with the 1919 Chicago White Sox.
Shoeless Joe Jackson. Field of Dreams.
Field of Dreams, correct. You're 6 for 6. Number 7, this 1984 supernatural comedy was written by Dan Aykroyd and Harold Ramis. Do I need to continue?
Ghostbusters.
Ghostbusters, correct. Ghost Boosters?
Ghost.
All right, number 8. This 1987 comedy film was directed by Leonard Nimoy, and it's probably most well known for a rumor that it captured the image of a ghostly boy.
3 Men and a Baby?
3 Men and a Baby, correct. Refuters claim still to this day that it's a Ted Danson standee, which it is. Number 9, but I remember being a kid and being like, that's a fucking ghost.
Because I watched a YouTube video over this like 6 months ago. That's the only reason I knew that,
Yes,
that question.
I love it.
It was like a Watch Mojo top 10 weird moments in movies.
Top 10 boy ghosts caught in film.
Because it was something like the guy looks like he's hanging himself in the Wizard of Oz, and then that.
Stork my ass.
Yeah.
It's no stork. It's a dead man. Make my movies dark, damn it. I need it. Number 9, Tyler. So far, this has been easy. If you get this fucking question, if you get this right, I will buy a new copy of Ghosts and Goblins.
Okay. All right. Let me Slumdog Millionaire.
I know. You might. You do have a knack for bardic knowledge, so you might fucking know this. A Los Angeles-based death metal band whose music centers around goblins. I mean, if you get it right, we both win.
Yeah.
I get a new copy of Ghosts and Goblins. I don't get to feel guilty when Nikki's like, why did you spend $700 on... Well...
Tyler, you got a goblin question right. You know the rules.
You know I'm a man of honor.
Bloodhammer.
Bloodhammer is a good guess. The name of this band, I love it so fucking much, is Necrogoblicon. And they are no shit goblin, like their songs are all like goblin themed. There is a fucking amazing video, a music video that I'm going to have linked in the show notes. It's a song of theirs called No One Survives. And this video is worth watching. It is fucking great. It is fucking brilliant. I do not understand a single fucking word that is being sung other than the phrase "no one survives." It might be because it's in Goblin. I don't know. I don't know if they just wrote the song in Goblin language or what. But I recommend you check it out. All right, last question. A 1990 horror film about a family pursued by vegetarian goblins who seek to transform them into plants so that they can then eat them. It has come to be evaluated as one of the worst films ever made and was originally titled Goblins, but in order to appease distributors, its name was changed to this.
I feel like I've seen like a teaser for this or a clip about how awful it is.
I know that you have seen this movie. That is a hint.
Okay.
I know that you have seen this movie.
Trolls 2.
Oh, it's very close. Trolls 2, I think, is an actual movie.
Oh, yeah.
But like the troll dolls.
That's Trolls 2 is the one where like they're eating her and they're going to eat me. Like,
my God.
There you go.
It's Troll 2. Troll 2.
Damn it.
I think because like the troll dolls have a series of movies.
I didn't know Ken had seen it till like we're going through
really?
Walmart and she's like, Poppy. Like, I don't know what you're talking about.
Poppy?
I haven't seen this.
You call me Dad. Poppy's just weird. Shh. Shh. I'm very weird about like what Henry calls me. It's like Dad is fine, Daddy is fine up to a certain age, but it's like there's gonna be a cutoff where it's like I'm Dad. We're easing into that right now.
I'm Father Moore.
Father. That's it. You did very good. I'd say you got like 8.5 out of 10.
Yeah.
Trolls 2. We'll give you half credit
Sounds
on
good
that.
to me. All right.
We got some voicemail. I don't feel like we have time to get to that.
We don't.
We also have an email. You know who you are. I did get that email. I've been meaning to reply back to you, but the way I've got my email set up, it would come from a weird address, and I didn't want you to be like, who the fuck is this asshole? So we'll get to that on an upcoming episode, I'm sure.
Thanks for listening, everybody. You can find the show on iTunes, SoundCloud, Stitcher.
Or at the end of Goof Troop.
Or the end of Goof Troop.
Yeah, if you at the end of the movie, if you wait like 20 minutes, you hear the very first episode of TADPOG ever recorded.
Yeah, I mean, it's a long way.
Oh, you got to wait a while. Yeah.
YouTube and Patreon.
And Patreon. We need to talk about Patreon for a minute. Patreon. Okay, first of all, thank you to everybody who donates to us on Patreon.
Yes.
It's a huge fucking difference. It has truly allowed us to do things that, I mean, normally would come out of our fucking pocket.
Yeah.
So it's really nice. Essentially, I'm streaming pretty much because we had this Patreon money. And
studio, in quotes, is from Patreon.
Right. The Blanket Oasis is from Patreon. You got a really fucking nice setup in here. So thank you very much for donating. Specifically, I'd like to thank Big Dick Pie Baker, Chris Vaughn, for upping his donation this week. We really appreciate it. Patreon has made a change, and we do need to talk about it. It's not a change that I love.
Nope.
Essentially, what has been happening up until this point, up until this month of this year, the creators have been paying the processing fees for all of the donations. Patreon is changing that so that the donors now pay that processing fee. I don't like that.
I don't like it
at all because I think it possibly deters people from donating.
Yep.
I'd rather take that hit and let the donors just fucking donate
the amount they want to take,
right,
and then we pay for it to be easy.
Right.
Yep.
Unfortunately, we don't have any fucking control over that. No one asked us that, how we feel about it. So we're kind of in this situation where this is just kind of how it is. With that being said, please continue to donate.
Yeah.
Because I'll be honest, I as of right now, I have no desire to move to some other service other than Patreon, because Patreon does make it very easy for us to serve up content. We do bonus episodes each month or bonus video each month. And it allows us to fucking put that up there, and you can get it on your fucking podcatcher. There's
that's a huge deal.
There are a lot of fucking nice quality of life things that it allows you to do. We just want to let you know up front that your donation amount may be charged differently. It definitely will be charged differently. And Patreon has supposed to have sent you an email about that. Essentially, it's going to go up, I think, like 2.5% or something like that, plus 35 cents. We're not talking about major money, but it is still something we feel like you need to know about.
Yeah.
With that being said, please continue to donate, and we love you. Is that it? Are we good? Do we feel like I
think so. I think so.
I mean, it kind of is what it is.
Yeah.
I still like Patreon. I still like the service. I still think it's great. I think it's a better idea than just setting up like a PayPal donation or something like that.
Yeah, oh man.
Because I would rather be able to look at the Patreon budget and be like, cool, we're good for this month. We can pay for everything that we need this month. With like a PayPal donation system where it's just coming in willy-nilly, it's just like, I don't know, man.
And just trying to get out content, like we have to, it'd be much more difficult.
Yeah.
Patreon makes...
Yeah, we could set up a Bandcamp page or something where you can like buy bonus episodes, but that feels fucking dirty to me.
Yep.
I like the Patreon bonus episodes being like a gift to those who donate.
Yeah.
As opposed to something that you're buying.
Yeah.
So I don't know. If it really bothers people, then and another good option comes on, and maybe at that point we look at it.
Yeah.
But at this point, I don't see a better option.
Yeah. Right now, I think it is the best. Yeah. It sucks that this happened. I don't agree with it, but
it's not the end of the world.
Yeah.
And I'm saying that as somebody who
they haven't reached like Dropbox status where it's just like.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you're the only thing. Well, I guess here, let me bend over some more.
Right. Yeah.
So.
Yeah, exactly. And it's also one of those things where it's like, I get it, man, because I donate to a few Patreons myself, and it's like, yeah, I mean, it sucks, but like when I added it all up, it's going to be like an extra it's going to be like an extra $1.50 for me a month. And it's like, that's not $1.50 for one Patreon account. That's $1.50 for like a handful of them. So it's like, oh, that's not a huge deal. I'm still going to support the people that I like to support.
Yeah.
And I'm not fucking changing until they change.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
I mean, so I don't know.
Let's see. Hey, you tired of me saying weird cunty intros? You can send us something. We'll do that instead.
I am not.
So if you want to send us a package, you can send that to TADPOG Studios, care of Nicole Nance, P.O. Box 3785, Paducah, Kentucky 42002.
We got one today. Yes. So I do not know who it's from. Nicole sent me a text message today, and she's like, I got a giant package from the P.O. Box.
I know Terrified Michelle was sending us something. Okay. I wonder if that's come in yet. Or
maybe.
We'll see.
I don't know. So we'll see. I'm excited. But she was like, do you want to come get it? I was like, no, not today. I was like, I'll see you this weekend, and I'll get it then. I know Tyler's got a real good, like, weird cunt story that he's going to tell. We're not going to need it. But we did receive it.
Yeah.
Whoever you are who sent it, we did receive it.
Was that the reminder I sent you? I say weird sex miscommunication?
I believe so, yes.
Okay. So it's like, or did I forget and say something else?
No, that's what you sent me.
Yeah. Intro for another cunt-based sex communication.
Right. And I think my response was a thumbs up. I can't remember.
If you want to buy a shirt, we've got a link in the show notes.
Yep, we do have a link in the show notes. You can also go to shirts.amazon. Nope. Scratch that. Shirts.tadpog.com.
Yeah.
And that'll send you to Amazon.
Yeah.
If you don't buy the shirt on Amazon, it's a bootleg. So there you go.
Yep. Straight up. That link is the only thing that'll get you to a TADPOG. So a TADPOG shirt that benefits us.
Right.
So many bootlegs out there.
There are a lot of bootleg shirts.
Weird.
There are a lot of TADPOG bootleg shirts. Yeah, it is very bizarre. And as a designer, it is really like it is just like, what? Why are you doing this to me? I take it very personally.
And you should. So. That's all I got.
You can find us on Facebook. We're at facebook.com/TADPOG. There's a lot of cool people there doing a lot of cool shit. We also have on Facebook a group called TADPOG Nation, which is much more active than the TADPOG page because it is a private group where no nanas are allowed. You're not allowed unless they're cool. And then we let them in. If they're not cool, we don't let them in. We check all grandmas at the door. We check all family members at the door. Be like, you may run into some family members here like saying some weird shit. Are you cool with that? There's gonna be a lot of like weird anime posts. There's gonna be like a lot of weird shit. Are you cool? If you're into that, which I know you are because you made it this far, we said cunt several times.
Yep.
Then check us out, Tadpog Nation. It's fun. Also, you can find us on Twitter. We're at @Tadpog_podcast. It's cumbersome. I realize. Thank you, everybody who retweets us. We appreciate that shit, too. You can call us, 270-883-2555.
Yeah.
Leave us a voicemail, and we will get to that eventually. Nice.
Man, that's been a long-ass time.
I love that we still got it.
It was like you did that, like something deep inside me went,
You must say eventually.
That's a name I haven't heard in a long time.
Oh, man. Pulling a Star Wars reference. I love it. That's pretty much it. I stream on Twitch, on the TADPOG Twitch channel. You can find that at twitch.tv/TADPOG_podcast. Would love for you to come by and pay a visit. I will be playing Gradius. I never know how to say the name of that. That is the next one on the list.
Do you think this game belongs on the NES Classic?
Holy shit, I forgot to ask you this question. I really do think that Ghosts and Goblins belongs on the NES Classic. I really think that it does. It is one of those games where I feel like I don't know, man. I don't know if I call it mainstream, but if it wasn't mainstream, it was like very, very close. I know it sold a shitload of copies, so we'll call it popular.
It's popular enough that Jacob wouldn't like it.
Yeah, that's our metric.
Yeah. Let's see. Our theme song is Moves by Sycamore Drive. Link to that track can be found in the show notes at tadpog.com.
Oh, all right. You did a different thing. I did.
It just happened.
Yeah, it's fine. Yeah, it's good. It was weird.
Yeah, it was weird.
It was fine.
It was weird. How do you want to close this out?
Let's close it out like a goblin.
All right. So until next time. Tropical Capricorn. Wario.
No. I don't think. No. I think it's a 100% technical thing. You peeing? What are you peeing in? You're peeing in a bucket. Awesome. The pee bucket. Is the bucket used for anything else?
Nope.
The pee bucket. I love it.
Whenever I know that I'm gonna drink a lot, I was like, well, I'm gonna set this up.
I'm gonna set up this pee bucket.
Set up this pee bucket.
Yeah.
So I don't have to walk because I sleep naked. I don't have to walk all the way through there.